The indoor cat had never slept on her chest in 7 years. Then he did it for 14 nights in a row. Valentina Osei Mensah was 44 years old. She ran 4 miles every morning, ate well, slept enough, and had a resting heart rate of 58. Her last physical had showed cholesterol slightly elevated, but everything else clean. She was the person in her friend group who was always going to be fine. Their cat was a 7-year-old Russian blue named Edgar, reserved, precise, a cat who slept on the radiator and not on people. In 7 years, he had sat on her lap perhaps 3 times. On a Monday night, Edgar climbed onto her chest. She moved him. He returned. She let him stay. Tuesday, same. Wednesday, same. A week passed. He left her chest during the day. He returned at night. She told her husband, who said Edgar was probably cold. She said Edgar had never been cold before. Her husband said cats were strange. The second week, she woke twice at 3 a.m., with her heart beating irregularly, not painfully, strangely. She took her pulse. It normalized. She attributed it to too much coffee. Edgar sat on her chest both nights. On a Thursday in week 3, she was climbing the stairs to her office and had to stop at the landing. Not out of breath, just stopped. A feeling she did not have a word for. A hesitation in her chest. She went to her primary care doctor that afternoon because she had run out of explanations for herself. If you stay for stories about what animals notice before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The EKG was abnormal. The stress test was abnormal. The cardiac catheterization 4 days later showed 91% occlusion of the left anterior descending artery. Her cardiologist, Dr. Efua Asare Mensah, placed the stent in the same procedure. She sat with Valentina the following morning. This is the vessel cardiologists call the widowmaker. 91% occlusion. You were at high risk for a fatal event during any significant exertion. You came in early enough that we caught it before any infarction occurred. I didn't have any chest pain. Women frequently don't. The symptoms you described, the arrhythmia at night, the hesitation on the stairs, are atypical presentations that women dismiss and physicians sometimes miss. You said your cat started sleeping on your chest 2 weeks before you came in. I want to tell you something. We have cardiac patients whose dogs and cats change behavior weeks before a cardiac event, and the behavior always centers on the chest. The electrical activity of an arrhythmic heart is detectable as vibration. The compounds the ischemic myocardium releases are volatile and exit through the skin and breath. Your cat was monitoring your cardiac status for 2 weeks before any machine had the chance to. Has your animal ever done something you couldn't explain? Until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. Edgar met her at the door when she came home. He climbed onto her chest that night, for the first time since the procedure. He stayed for 45 minutes. He listened. He has not slept on her chest since. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who spent 7 years on a radiator and then spent 14 nights doing something they had never done before, for a reason nobody would understand until later. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Valentina runs 4 miles every morning, same as before. The stent is holding. Her cardiologist sees her every 6 months. Edgar is back on the radiator. He checked her at the door this morning. He does, every morning. He always will. Tomorrow there's another one, about a Labrador who changed his sleeping position the week before his owner's diagnosis, and what the oncologist said about what dogs can smell 6 weeks before a scan can see it.